Hello everyone, I am CA Rajat Agarwal. Welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to learn about how to get a new GST registration. So I'll show you the complete process of new GST registration. And if you have any doubt, you can write it down in the comment section so that I'll be replying to that as well. So let's start the video. So in order to get the GST registration, the first step is to visit this website, that is www.gst.gov.in. So this is the landing page of the GST website. So here you have to scroll down, and under the taxpayers you will be able to get the register now link. So you can click on that link. Alternatively, you can also under the services tab, under new registration, you will be able to find the new registration link. So you can click on that. So when you click on that, you will be landing on this page. So in order to get the GST registration, there are two stages. One is to get the TRN, that is the temporary reference number. So after getting the temporary reference number, you will be able to fill the GST registration form and then submit it. After submitting the registration form, you will be allotted with ARN. So in order to get the TRN, so you have to fill the basic details, under which category you want to get registered, whether you want to get registered as a taxpayer, as a tax deductor, as a GST practitioner. So for normal business, we'll go for a taxpayer. Under which state you want to get your GST registration to be done. So you have to select the respective state. Then the respective district of the state has to be selected. So here the legal name of the business has to be entered. This you can find in your PAN card. It has to be mentioned as it has to be entered as mentioned in the PAN card. So then the respective PAN number have to be entered here. The email address of the contact person, and then the mobile number of the respective contact person has to be entered. Here one more thing which I would like to add here is that this mobile number can be different from the mobile number which is linked to your Aadhaar. It is not mandatory for you to enter the same mobile number. However, for Aadhaar authentication process, the OTP will be sent to your mobile number which is linked to your Aadhaar only. So after entering the mobile number, you will have to enter the respective CAPTCHA, and then you have to click on proceed. So after clicking on proceed, you will be an email with your stating your temporary reference number, that is the TRN number will be sent. So you have to copy the TRN, and then again under the services registration, new registration link, you will be landing on this page. However, now here you have to select the temporary reference number because you have been already allotted with the TRN. Then you have to paste the TRN, enter the CAPTCHA, and click on proceed. So enter the respective OTP here. Click on proceed. So now you are logged into your application for new registration by using your TRN. So here you can fill this form within next 15 days. You have to click on that edit form. So you have to fill this form within the next 15 days. So when you enter this page or this application, here the profile, here the status of the profile is 0%. So after filling all these tabs in the application, your profile will be updated to 100%, which will be seen in the due course of time. So starting with the first tab, that is the business detail. Here the legal name of the business, the PAN number would be automatically auto-filled here. Then you have to fill the trade name. This trade name is the name of the business with which you will be doing it, like your enterprise or the trading corporation, your company name, or so on and so forth. Then the constitution of the business, like under which constitution you want to get registered as a partnership form, as a proprietorship, as a LLP. Then the respective district will be auto-filled from the auto-filled. Then you have to, whether you are opting for as a registration as a casual taxable person. If yes, then you have to opt for yes. If you are opting for to get registered under composition scheme, then the reason to obtain your registration, whether you're crossing the threshold, whether you're supplying interstate supply, and normally we'll go for a voluntary basis. Then the respective date of commencement of the business have to be selected, like from the day from which date you have commenced your business, that has to be selected here. After that, the date on which the liability to register arises, like on which date the liability to register has been arised for you, and if any existing registrations are there under any other acts, like if you have hold any company reference, company identification number, LLP number, or your registration under Shops and Establishment Act, so those details have to be entered here. Then you have to click on and save. Then you have to click on save and continue. So the second tab is the promoters or partners details. So here the basic details of the proprietor or the partners have to be entered here. His first name of the person will be auto flown from this PAN number. Then the name of this father have to be entered here. The respective date of birth of the person, the mobile number, and then the email address of the person will be entered. Email address, mobile number, email address, gender, all these basic details have to be entered. Then in the designation, if he is a proprietor, you will select it as a proprietor. If he is a partner, and then the other. So here the Aadhaar number, you are not required to enter any Aadhaar number here. A separate Aadhaar authentication process has been initiated here, so that will be filled in later on. So this is the separate Aadhaar authentication tab. It will be entering all your details regarding the Aadhaar. So then the respective residential address of the contact person have to be entered here. All these basic details like city, roads, street, country, the respective district, pin code, enter here. Then you have to upload the photo of the person. The photo has to be in JPEG format, and the file size is maximum up to 100 KB. Alternatively, you can also take the picture. Under there, you have to select the upload, and if you already have a photo, you can directly choose to upload it. For a sole proprietor, this person will also be an authorized signatory, so you have to select it as yes. However, in case if he is not a sole proprietor, if it's a partnership form or any other form of business, then only one person can act as a authorized entity. So here you have to opt for yes. Then you have to click on save and continue. Then the authorized signatory will be selected. Here the person who is the authorized signatory will be. So the proof of authorized signatory is not required in case of sole proprietor. However, as in case of any other entity, we have to upload a proof of authorized signatory. So that document I'll be putting a link in the description. From there you can download the proof of authorized signatory. Then again you have to click on save and continue. So the next tab is authorized representative. If there is any authorized representative, then you have to select the tab as yes, and then the respective details have to be entered. If no, then you have to click on save and continue. The principal place of business details have to be entered in this tab. The principal place of business, all these details like building flat, door number, your name of the premises, road, city, state, pin code. The circle has to be or will be selected. Then the common state, division, range. If you are not able to, if you don't know about your respective common states or your range, then you have to here you'll be able to get a know your jurisdiction link. So you can click on that. So that will take you to a separate website of GST, CBIC department. So under that, under services, you will be able to get a link of know your jurisdiction. So from that, you will be able to find your division as well as your range based upon your door number and municipal ward. So you'll have to select the respective range. Then the main thing here is nature of possession of premises. So the nature of possession of premises have to be clearly mentioned. You have to accurately select the what type of nature it is, whether it's a rented, whether it's a owned, and the respective proof of the proof of the principal business documenting the principal place of business has to be produced as well. So if it's a rented, then a rent or lease agreement or electricity bill or any other. So here I am opting for a rent agreement, so I'll add that as well. So I have to upload it. So if you wish, you can also provide with some additional proof, like I am also attaching the principal property tax receipt as well along with my lease agreement. So then the nature of business which would be carried out under the above mentioned premises have to be entered, whether it's a retail business or a wholesale or it's a manufacturing unit. So in our case it's a retail business, so we'll be selecting that. If you have any additional place of business, like if you have any godown, if you have any other place, like if you have any godown or any other branch or any other unit, then that has to be selected. Then it has to be opted as yes, and then the respective address would be given in this additional place of business. As in our case, there is no additional place of business, so we are not opting for it. So then under the goods and services tab here, you can specify top 5 commodities, the HSN code of the top 5 commodities which you deal in with have to be entered here. So the top 5, like maximum up to 5 commodities or 5 goods you will be able to enter here. As in our case, the client deals only with one respective good, so I'm here entering only the one respective HSN code. So here in this tab you have to enter the state specific information, like the state specific professional tax or the state license, excise license number if you have any. As in our case, the client does not have any. So this is the Aadhaar authentication tab. So it's already opted as yes by default. So see here all these details like name, the email address which you have entered, the mobile number, and the status is authentication required. Authentication required. When you opt for no, so then you will be getting a warning like you have opted for no for Aadhaar authentication. So then you have to, if you wish, you can upload eKYC document of primary authorization and one partner. Further, the registration shall be issued after site verification only. That means if you are opting no for Aadhaar authentication, the site verification will be mandatorily done. So as in our case, we will go for Aadhaar authentication as yes. Then we'll have to click on save and continue. So again, you are getting a warning that as we have opted yes for Aadhaar authentication, the OTP linked to our mobile number with Aadhaar will be sent. So this is the last stage of our application. See, as we have filled all the tabs of the application, the profile has been updated to 100%. Earlier when we logged in, it was 0%. So now you have to tick that and then select the authorized signatory. Then you have to enter the place. Then you have to submit with EVC. If you have the digital DSC, then you can go with DSC as well. When you click on submit with EVC and OTP will be sent to your email ID as well as to your mobile number. And to validate that OTP, after validating that OTP, you have success message would be phone saying that an ARN would be available at your registered mobile number and email ID shortly. However, the ARN you will not be getting the ARN. Before that, you will be getting a link for Aadhaar authentication, which will be like this. Where you have to click on that link, enter your basic Aadhaar details. After completing the Aadhaar authentication, you will be allotted a ARN. So ARN would be generated, which you can use for checking the status of your GST registration.